Action pouring in tonight after Arizona Attorney General Tom Horne is accused of campaign finance violations.
We have live team coverage for you of today's big story. ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing has Horne's reaction.
But first, Stephanie Hockridge breaking down the allegations against the Attorney General. Stephanie?
Yeah, Steve, I think it's really important to point out that our state's highest law enforcement officer is now accused of breaking the law himself. And there are three key points here that I want to point out that came out of today's news conference. First, Attorney General Tom Horne is accused of helping to raise $500,000 for an independent campaign finance group called Business Leaders for Arizona. That money was used to run ads like this one here against his opponent in the 2010 election, Democrat Felicia Rotellini. That's illegal in Arizona. You cannot coordinate with groups that are supposed to be acting independently. Second, we're told the group also took a $115,000 donation from Horne's own brother-in-law. Third, we learned Horne hired Kathleen Wynne after the 2010 election. She's one of the group's founders and has also been charged in the civil enforcement action. Now, the FBI is claiming that they have emails proving the connection between Horne and this group, and also the Arizona Democratic Party has responded to this by saying, quote, outrage is too mild a reaction to this case. Stephanie Hockridge, ABC 15 News.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. And ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing is here now.
And Dave, you spoke with Horne. What is his reaction to today's events?
Well, as you can guess, he says he's completely innocent. But when I pressed him on the evidence, he changed his story and did admit to talking with the group.
The allegations are completely false.
Tom Horne says the FBI jumped to a conclusion, and he did not work with Business Leaders for Arizona.
We were very careful not to discuss the independent campaign. I never suggested anyone to solicit money from.
Again, Horne says no discussion and no suggestions. But then we asked the Attorney General about this email that says, try again for the 100K. It's sent from Horne to one of the group's founders named Kathleen Wynne, who's pictured right here with Tom Horne.
So you're making suggestions about how to raise money, or money that they should be
It was a
raising.
suggestion made at the very end, not acted on, and in fact, campaign law doesn't prohibit that.
Horne also claims to know nothing about his brother-in-law Richard Newman donating $115,000 to the group, and says Kathleen Wynne's work for the independent committee had nothing to do with him hiring her to a six-figure job after the election.
It's clear that there was no quid pro quo, as has been alleged, because my first choice was somebody else.
So what will happen with Horne? A good bet is nothing. I found out today, even though Horne is accused of personally influencing this group, he will not be held personally accountable. And basically, if the campaign group pays back the $500,000, it's considered, and I quote, no harm, no foul. Now, this investigation also revealed that Horne may have been involved in a hit and run, and I asked him some tough questions about that, and we'll have that coming up at 6.
Yeah, interesting, because these groups are out there and the candidates aren't supposed to influence them at all. Thanks, Dave.